Hi everyone, it's me Cheryl. I hope you're all alright. Today is a lovely Monday in May and soon I will actually be collecting CJ from college, so this video has to be pretty quick. What time do we have? Right, 1:15. Okay, so I have 3 finished objects to show you, 2 of which will be a video clip because they had to go out to their intended recipients, so I will insert that soon. One of the finished objects I can show you right now because it's here, and that will be given to the recipient very early next month. And I have 2 works in progress to show you, one of which it started life as one thing but now I've changed it to something else, so you may recognise it from videos a long time ago. So first off, I will insert the video clip here for the first 2 finished objects. Alright, so this is a completed blanket. You're only seeing half of it because I folded it in half to fit it on the sofa, because I thought if I try and hang it over there it's just going to slide off, so at least you can see half of it. That's one end, this is a side, and this is the other end. And the pattern, you might recognise it if I go this way. It's actually the Urban Shells pattern, the scarf pattern. And when I was doing that for my mum at Christmas, I realised that would actually make a really nice blanket, so I just widened it. So that was that. So that should be going off to the intended recipient. And I've just finished blocking a pair of socks for my husband. This is opal yarn. I think it's called Juicy Fruit or Fruit Juice. And it actually looks like watermelons, this particular one. And it only had a number as a code, I think. Yeah, it didn't have a name, it had a number. So I'm really pleased with that. Okay, my next finished object is a pair of socks. Now these are for my eldest, sorry, not my eldest son, my youngest son. Hats are for my eldest son, socks are for my youngest son. So they're wonderful. Now, in the video clip you will have seen another version of this yarn. It's the opal juicy fruit or opal fruit juice. I can't remember, but this is another type of that. So the socks in the video are from my husband, and these are my youngest son's socks. So these worked up lovely, absolutely gorgeous, and he didn't want them to match, so I didn't make them match. I'm trying to figure out where the match would be. I think that's where it would be, I think. Yeah, if I were to line it up there. But anyway, oh my god, trying to make sure there's no hole there. Picking up stitches here, there and everywhere, but I've managed it. I do have a question for other sock knitters out there. So this is the knit 2 together here, and it's absolutely beautiful. But go around to the other side with the slip knit. First it looks like there's a trench, I would say, there on that side of the stitch, and then you have the stitch, and it's not very neat. It doesn't present as neat as the knit 2 together, but it's the opposite leaning decrease. Left, yeah, left leaning decrease, I think. I'm getting my bearings right. But yeah, it's the opposite to knit 2 together, but it's, I don't like it, it's not neat. And I tried on the sock, postman's delivering some post, sorry. I tried on the toe to do where someone at Knit and Natter suggested slip one, knit one, pass the slip stitch over. And I thought, where better than on a toe, especially since I was halfway through on socks. And I can't even remember which sock I did it on, because they both look exactly the same. So that doesn't help. And I'm not sure of how else to do an increase. Sorry, not an increase, a decrease. That's not going to look like that, but looks equally as neat as the knit 2 together. If anybody has any suggestions, I would absolutely love to hear your experiences. I think the only other thing I can do is stop doing vanilla socks and start doing some patterns which might hide the untidiness of that particular decrease. Okay, I'll just put them there. So progress on my Jana shawl. I'm saying Jana shawl. What if it's Hana? Jana. But I don't know where. I don't know the origin of the designer. The origin. Where they come from. But then again, they might not have called it where they come from. Just because you come from one part of the world, it doesn't mean to say you can't use a word from the other part of the world. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know if it's Hana or Jana or Yana. But anyway, look how much I've got to go. Hardly anything. Look at that. I'm so getting there. I can't remember how many stitches I end up with. Well, that's how many stitches I started with. So there's the lace bit, and was it 3 stitches? I need to look at the pattern. I'm way past this point now. I can't remember. I'm just heading there. But yeah, you can see I'm way past halfway. I still don't need those stitch markers there anymore. They were just for counting. The other way. So it'd be nice when it's all like laid out and stuff. You'd be able to see it better in all its glory. It's not far off finishing, so I'm really happy about how that's progressing. And it's a lovely pattern, and I love being able to put the beads on it. So beading is so easy. Beading, I mean adding beads to knitting, I should imagine it's not much different to adding it to crochet. I haven't tried that yet. Who knows, maybe I will at some point. The other thing, I'm just busy rolling this up because it gets everywhere. Right, I'll just stick these in my yarnet. There we go. I know I've got enough yarn for the job because what I did, I was weighing my skein. The closer I got to the centre panel, I was weighing my skein. It's a cake actually, I've caked it. I kept weighing it, and after I did the centre panel, I still weighed it. It was less than 50 grams that was left out of a 100 gram hank. So I know I've got enough. Right. Now, a project I resurrected from my unfinished objects was I was going to do a solid granny square bag, and I started to do all the squares, and I had 16 squares, and I was piecing together 4 rows of 4. And I did it with a raised slip stitch, and it didn't look nice, but I put it to one side because I couldn't decide whether to line the individual strips before putting them all together or the bag as a whole. But so I left it to one side, and my interest was elsewhere. And since then, I've made 2 flask holders, bottle holders for my son's flask for college. Pokemon style, Pokemon ball style, the red and white and black. So the first one I did it in acrylic. I think it was Karen Simply Soft. It didn't have stretch, and it washed it and still stayed stretched, so it was horrible. So I thought I'll redo it again, this time in the right colour cottons, and I can't remember what yarn I used, but it was the same weight. It was like a 4. And I made it, and I could still see it stretching. But the moment I wash it, it goes back to its normal size. So I think, oh, it returns to its size, but then it still stretches because it's hanging on the back of his wheelchair going to college, and of course it stretches with the weight of the liquid in the flask. So, and I thought, well, this is acrylic. It's definitely going to stretch. It's going to be awful. It doesn't matter how I reinforce the handle or anything, it's going to be awful. So I thought, fine. Right, I'm going to redo the putting it together because I'm going to do a flat slip stitch, which I did. It's going to be a blanket. So I used a black Karen Simply Soft because it was almost the same thickness as this yarn. But I had actually almost used the yarn in the blanket. I ended up having to get another one of these because otherwise it's going to be less than a 30 by 30. I think it would have ended up being like 25 by 25 inch. And I thought, no, it needs to be bigger if it's going to be a blanket. Even a lap blanket, it needs to be a little bit bigger than that. So this is what I've done. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to continue using the rest of the yarn in black. And then, it's getting tangled up. finish using this. This is black. It looks navy there in that screen there. But it is black. It's Caron Simply Soft. I'm going to use the rest of that, and then no more black. I'm just going to totally finish it off in that, and then that's it. Oh God. So this is what I've done so far. Make sure I get it the right way around. There we go. So as you can see, can you hear me okay? As you can see, I'll talk louder. I've pieced all the 4x4s together in black, flat black. No, I'm not holding this correctly. And then I just started to go round and round and round, alternating the colours. But at some point I'm going to finish off this black. I'm going to run out. And I'll just continue in that for the rest of the blanket, and that's it. And I've no idea what size it'll end up, but who cares? It'll be fine. I'm just going to go with it. And at least it'll be a finished object. That's the main thing. Great. Okay, I think is that everything. I'm pretty certain that's everything at the moment. Oh yes, you can see the colour on the wall is different. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been in here properly, because toward the end of last year, October time, I had the shower room redone. But then we had to book the decorator. Once that was all fine and we tested it out and everything, then we booked the decorator in to paint certain rooms. But he was only available in last week in April and the second week in May. So it was the last week in April he came in here and did these two rooms, the shower room and this room. You're going to look at that and say, pink? I don't know if it's going to come through as pink on the monitor, but it... Well, I looked at all these colour cards he gave us, the colour swatches, and I thought, Sandalheath, absolutely gorgeous. So when it went on the wall, I thought, it's pink. And I pulled up the colour card and it looks more sandy in colour. Yeah? So I'm like, oh, okay. But there's nothing wrong with his workmanship. He's absolutely superb. He's painted lots of other rooms in the house before, so just because I don't really like the colour as much as I thought it was going to be, it doesn't mean to say it's not going to be fine. But it is fine. Actually, it's okay. It's okay, it's fine. I'm not really that fussed. I wasn't setting my heart onto it, so I wasn't bitterly disappointed. It was just, oh, it's pink. Didn't intend for it to be pink. Never mind. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's gone on the wall. It looks nice. Yeah. Oh well. I'm easily pleased, actually. And the colour in the dining room and the kitchen, because they both go through almost, it's just through an open door. I decided, same colour both rooms, I don't really care. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's so light, it's a natural colour, and it's just perfect for that room. Because those two rooms downstairs are incredibly light. There's a lot of light pouring in, and it could afford to be a little bit darker, just a touch. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And he's stained the fireplace as well, because it's like a wooden... It's more of a feature because we never use the fireplaces in the house anyway. We use the radiators. It's absolutely gorgeous. Didn't expect that to happen, but he just decided to do it. Fine. He's a lovely fella. You know, he can come round again and paint the rest of the rooms, but yeah, we've got his number and he's definitely coming back. Yeah, he's brilliant. Anyway, I've waffled on a bit, haven't I? And it was supposed to be a quick video. Oh, still not too bad. So, yeah, I shall leave it here, and I will see you next time with more finished objects. I'll definitely make sure I finish them before I show you them, though. I like doing that. Yeah, so take care, everyone. Bye bye.